How how does that, going back to your last question, um, with everyone having such bad connotations about Reddy's and you knowing otherwise, I mean, how does, and it, newspaper articles likening you to the occult and all of that that goes with it, how does that make you feel?
Bemused, I would say, bemused. It's not that really that important because we know who we are. We have a great connection to people on the outside, whether it be the post office, the people that we deal with, right? For any length of time, they're always, whether it be the servers at Applebee's or uh, as I say, the post office or the laundromat or wherever it is that we regularly go, they like us, almost invariably. Oh, it's like, oh, you're back. It's that time of year again, right? We hear that. We've been hearing that the last couple of weeks. Oh, it's that time of year again. Oh, I've got to come out to the Renaissance Festival. So that the greater public at large doesn't understand. It's like, well, that's it's a pity. It's not really important.
Ask a question of both of you, actually. You can get both responses now. What's it like growing up as a teenager amongst the Renaissance Festival in terms of school and as for you, Russ, did you ever have any misgivings? Did you ever worry that she might not have a normal childhood or what is typical? So this is a question for both of you.
I think I'll let my daughter answer that one. Did I ever worry?
What is it like
Yeah.
to grow up moving around? And I'd always say, well, what's it like to grow up staying in one place? And if you have a group of people that bother you or are mean to you, how do you ever get away from them? Because it's not like I only have a little bit more time that I have to worry about being teased or whatever. And then I go on and they'll forget about it by next year. To me, I loved it. I never wished that I was in one place for the entire school. I actually really enjoyed the different areas that I went to school for different reasons. Up here, I thought they were much more advanced in the level of education. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was a lot more challenging, which I actually really enjoyed. I really liked that. The teachers seemed to be ready and willing to expect more out of the students. When I got back to Texas, everything was a lot more laid back. The education level it felt a lot lower than up here. But that's where my social, as a teenager, that's when my social was kicked in, and that's what I enjoyed about it. And then to the other part of, I'll put it in my perspective, obviously, whether I worried whether I was having a normal experience. From the other kids that I knew, normal wasn't that great. And I at least knew that I was getting most.
Because people were nasty to you at school, for example, or
Oh,
did
I
I?
did.
Oh, you did?
Yes. When
I
was
just didn't.
younger,
Yeah,
absolutely,
really?
a lot. But
Oh.
but that's just because you're your schools are a strange what would you call it,
Microcosm,
of,
yeah.
of our culture. It's all much more enhanced and intense and somehow concentrated. So you get your clicks are much stronger in the school age than they would be when you're a grown up. I mean, you definitely don't have the same judgment levels that you do. So the younger the age of school, the more difficult it was acceptance wise. But then when I got into high school, things changed a lot and things were a lot more laid back and accepting, and people were more interested than judgmental. So, I don't know if that answered.
That was great. That was perfect. No, that's exactly. I mean, because it's we haven't met a whole lot of people yet that have had children who've grown up.
Right.
I mean, we met some folks with younger kids and some
Yeah.
folks with older
Right.
kids.
Yeah.
But we haven't met anyone who's entire experience.
Yeah, it's
But
I wonder why. There
Well,
should be
because-
more.
I think it's because it's what does Mom always say? It's more difficult
Now to get into
to
it,
get
right?
into the
Right.
Renaissance circuit, and especially with a small child. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so people who come in now, I think, are more likely to either have grown up in it, or have grown up kids, or don't have any kids at all, rather than a young family somehow starting out. I don't know.
Well, Shane, for example, Shane's been doing it also since he was 10 years old. He said he's been doing it longer than I have.
Oh, right.
Right.
But he's also different because he's not what he's the Green Man, right?
He's
more
the
of
Green
a
Man, but
entertainer.
no,
he's
I think he has
everywhere, so
that
I don't
booth
know.
up there. I think he has that booth up there. See, I
I don't
know we don't even know.
We're as far as our community goes, we're woefully reclusive because of the amount of work that we do. I mean, we make these things by hand, so we are working
Yeah.
nonstop. So socially, we're maybe not the best people to ask about
Other people,
forget-
yeah.
I mean, I don't even know, you know, what
More,
people
but more.
do
I think
sometimes.
more people know us, and I know them by sight,
Right.
but I don't know their names. But that's me. That's me.
And
Right.
and I remember how it used to be when I was 10, and in that time period, junior high, you know, elementary school, junior high level, it was awesome. We used to have a lot more community events that we would do. Like we had the cast party, which we
Oh,
don't
right.
have anymore. We had the funky formal, which we really don't have anymore. These are really great social parties that everybody would come together and have an excuse to make. We used to do the Monday night potluck. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Where every week we'd have like everybody would bring food and we'd have a big social kind of gathering.
Well,
that
I
way.
remember when we were down in the campground, we
Yeah,
were
we'd
making
have the
shoes. We'd
movies.
have lacing parties, and people would come and help us lace the shoes and bring a
we'd all watch
potluck,
TV
right?
or
Watch
eat.
TV or
Yeah.
watch a
And they
movie.
even used to have like one of the people down there used to have a little movie screen, and they would project like kids movies at certain days of the week, and everybody would come together and watch. You know, it was just really neat. Just
All right,
it was definitely more of a family feeling to the fair.
Well-
Now I don't know. It's just because we've kind of
we've grown and we work more.
We work more.
We're making more shoes.
but I don't know why the events stopped so much. I think there were issues with things getting out of hand. Maybe, you know, a little too rowdy and too crazy. I don't know why.
Too late at night or
Too late
something
at
else,
night.
maybe. I can't
stuff
remember
like that.
either.
I don't remember
Yeah,
why it stopped, but it used to be a lot more.
happening things, right?
Yeah.
And that's when we started to do the benefit concerts. That started
That
to
was
come
nice
back,
again because it
right?
definitely
Because
felt
that was
like
that.
more of a
Yeah.
community event. The only thing we have left over that I can't imagine will ever stop is the Monday morning bazaar. I don't know if
Oh,
you know
you
about
must
that.
come here. Monday morning
Monday
bazaar.
mornings, it's where everybody
Breakfast, right over there.
We have they have a whole bunch of really good food that's laid out there, and people come and bring stuff that they'll kind of like swap meat.
It's called the Bazaar
It's
Bazaar.
called the Bazaar Bazaar.
And every Monday morning after the weekend, breakfast is made by
Somebody.
someone makes breakfast every year. It seems to be a different person, right? And you can get a really cheap breakfast and eggs
good
and what
food,
have you.
yeah,
Good,
tasty.
good food made there on a stove, portable stove too.
Yeah,
And everyone kind of hangs out and discusses the weekend,
yeah. How did it go?
right?
How
And
did
that
you
will
guys
never
do?
that will never stop.
I
That's
can't imagine that stopping.
Bazaar,
And
bazaar.
that's at almost every fair that I've
yes,
been to. Is that
Right.
gathering on the morning after the weekend?
the Bazaar Bazaar.
So that, but that's pretty much the
Yeah, the funky
steady-
formal.
Yeah, the funky formal.
No,
but we don't
there's-
have those here anymore.
Now Derek
Here
and
they have the croquet formal, which is combined with the erotic food.
the erotic food fest.
Which is a
And
lot
again,
of fun.
again,
Yeah, you know.
of course, Middle America's going to say,
Oh
"I
my.
told you so," and there you go. The erotic food festival.
Where they, you know.
I haven't actually ever been there. Have you been there?
I've seen, yeah, I've been there once or twice.
Right.
But yeah, where food is made to resemble various things, or in a naughty kind of tongue-in-cheek attitude on what the name of the food is, or just it's a little naughty. That's all. But then everybody, yeah, we like these kind of community. It's a break from actually how incredibly boring sometimes life is in the Renaissance circuit, where you think
Work.
It's just
Work.
a lot of work, a lot of work.
Yeah. But I imagine from all the questions that you're asking, that this kind of sense of community doesn't exist outside of the Renaissance festivals, right? This where people meet regularly for a couple of months a year and hang out together and do things together. It doesn't exist in normal society, right?
I think probably in certain subgroups, again, like you have the bike. I'm sure bikers have.
Yes, yeah,
kind
you're
of
right,
a
right.
Similar, you know what I mean?
At least a continuous, reoccurring meeting. You know, when
Right.
they go to biker meets
Right,
or
stuff like
biker
that.
festivals, annual
And then
things,
you have in the South, you have like the rodeo circuit or stuff like that.
and the
where-
sailing community is another
I'm
one.
sure
Another
the
one.
sailing
Yeah,
community.
right.
But I think as a whole,
But normal everyday people who work,
yes.
be an interesting person to talk to is one of the girls that works with us, Janine.
Yeah.
She works at a bank in Virginia,
At
and
credit union.
and we are desperately trying to kidnap her
Take her with us.
and take
She
her.
wants to.
And she wants to, and her because she lives with one foot in both worlds. Because she joins us at an event in Penzic. She's come down and flown down to Texas to do a couple of weekends down in Texas. I mean, her heart is, and
heart's
she's
with us.
definitely part of our family,
Yeah.
right? She's my fourth daughter
fourth
now.
daughter.
I've got quite a few daughters.
Collecting.
I collect daughters. But she would be an interesting person to, because she stands with straddling this world and that world, as though
Right.
as though it's so different. But it is
Yeah.
in very delicate ways.
What I think and what I found is that when you go and open yourself up to people in the real world, most of the time they accept and they're ready to give the same openness back, you know. But I
Mhm.
think in the mainstream culture, it's the opening up that isn't welcomed or isn't
It's hard.
unexpected.
It is
It's
hard.
difficult. People don't automatically just open up and
Right.
But when you do,
Mhm.
I find
Oh yeah.
almost I'd say 99% of the time people are right there with you, ready
Mhm.
to open up and give back as much, right out of the regular community.
Right. I know. As individuals.
Yes, as
I
individuals.
was talking about it before, as individuals, but as a sociological group, the people who are not Renaissance people tend to look still upon us with somewhat suspicion.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Not as individuals, though, as you say.
Yeah, no, when you get to speaking with them or
Yeah, knowledge.
interacting, usually they're not as judgmental at all. It's much more open.
Oh, that's where they put this stuff.
Yeah, it's
Good idea. Good idea.
Question. Before I ask it, I'm going to make a minor adjustment on this.
You guys aren't there, okay? You can come in a little bit. You don't have to stand out there in the rain.
There's a reason. Is
It
that?
looks better.
Oh, okay.